After an impressive performance at the Paris Olympics, Scottie Scheffler stood atop the medal podium with arms swaying from side to side as he basked in his monumental win. It was an inspiring sight for all golf fans who knew Scheffler had what it took to bring the gold medal home. Yet, without knowing what he just did, Scottie Scheffler's performance at the Paris Games just reminded the world why golf needs to be part of the Summer Games. We are going to talk about the pivotal moments during the 2024 Paris Olympics golf tournament that made this one to remember. Apart from the utterly confusing breakdancing event at the Paris Olympics, everything seemed to move as planned when it came to golf. Despite its dark history with the Olympics, golf looked like a completely different sport, with the top players from several countries battling it out for the glory of the podium finish. Most of us never imagined we would see a climactic battle with the likes of Jon Rahm, Xander Schauffele, and Tommy Fleetwood at an event without a massive prize pool, but it happened in Paris. Even players like Rory McIlroy couldn't stand missing out on such an opportunity to compete on an international stage. The event needed a true ambassador of the game to remind the world why golf was so important, and this is the role Scottie Scheffler played perfectly. As the world's number one ranked golfer, everyone expected Scheffler to get a podium finish, but the American took things a step further with a performance that reminded golfing fans how good he could be. He didn't get the best start in the world, but that set the stage for a heroic comeback that would shock any golf fanatic. The 54-hole leaders started steady with pars at the first two holes, but it didn't take long for them to heat up. Both Schauffele and Rahm matched each other with back-to-back birdies at the par 5 third and par 4 fourth to reach 16 under. Fleetwood wasn't far behind as he ran his birdie streak to 3 straight holes at the same time to improve to 15 under. Another player who got off to an astonishing start was Japan's Hideki Matsuyama, who shot 3 birdies over his first 5 holes to get back into contention at 14 under. But he wasn't done there. Matsuyama rolled in a 10-footer for another birdie at 6 to get within 1 shot of the lead. After Rahm recorded 2 more birdies at 7 and 9 to close out the front 9, and Schauffele made bogey at 8, the Spanish star and 2-time major champion started pulling away from the pack. But while the distance between Rahm and Schauffele was growing, 2 other players were desperately trying to keep pace with Rahm. Fleetwood, who was 3 under on the front 9, added another birdie at the 11th. Meanwhile, 2 early back 9 birdies moved Hideki Matsuyama to 6 under through 12 holes, leaving them both tied for second at 17 under. Just when it started to seem that the gold medal was Rahm's to lose, his cruise control shut off with back-to-back bogeys at 11 and 12. Moments after Rahm's par try at 12 narrowly missed, Fleetwood rolled in a birdie, and just like that, Rahm's 4-shot advantage had disappeared, with both players tied at 18 under. Rory McIlroy, who had seemed completely out of contention when Rahm went on his front 9 charge, opened his own back 9 with 4 consecutive birdies, suddenly moving him to 16 under, just 2 shots off the lead. A tap-in birdie after a long eagle putt at 16 and his 5th birdie in a row pushed him within 1 of the lead. McIlroy's brief charge would come undone when his approach shot at the 15th hole hit the putting surface, then spun back into the pond guarding the front of the green, resulting in a devastating double bogey. But neither McIlroy nor Rahm were receiving the biggest roars from fans at Le Golf National. Those were reserved for France's own Victor Perez. Beginning at the 12th hole, Perez caught fire in front of the boisterous French crowds, going 6 under over his next 5 holes to reach 16 under and legitimately get into contention for a medal, maybe even the gold variety. Throughout the day, Scheffler had quietly hung around waiting for his moment to strike, and when Rahm started to falter, he took his chance. Starting with the par 5 14th, the reigning Masters champion reeled off 3 consecutive birdies of his own to tie Rahm and Fleetwood for the lead at 18 under. Scheffler's case would be aided by the final pairings play on the par 5 14th hole. Rahm had a poor second shot that found the deep rough to the left of the green. Fleetwood experienced a brutal break when his second shot landed in the collar of a bunker, creating a difficult stance and contact situation. Standing on the tee minutes earlier, both players had hoped to make birdie, and Fleetwood was at least able to sink a 5-footer to save par and remain tied with Scheffler at 18 under. Rahm, on the other hand, made a mess of things, missing a short putt for 6 to record a double bogey, dropping him to 16 under. At the tricky 17th hole, Scheffler launched his tee shot into the deep rough left of the fairway, threatening his gold medal charge. But with a mighty thwack, the world number 1 not only reached the green in regulation, but set up a good look at birdie to take the lead. The uphill 17-footer was in the way, and with a fist pump, Scheffler moved into sole possession of the lead at 19 under. Fleetwood wasn't going down without a fight, so the English pro stuck his tee shot on the par 3 16th, then sank the ensuing 9-footer to join Scheffler at the top of the leaderboard with 2 holes to play. On the final stretch, Scheffler had just 1 hole left to close out his terrific comeback effort. His tee shot at 18 ended up in some thick rough beside a fairway bunker. But again, Scheffler put his incredible shot-making skills to use, reaching the green with his second shot and setting up another birdie chance. Scheffler ran his birdie try a few feet past the hole, but he made the comeback to finish off his 62 and post at 19 under. With tears running down his cheeks, Scheffler uttered the words, "I take tremendous pride in coming over here and representing my country." These are the words you would expect from any Olympic athlete, and we need more top players to experience the feeling of getting a podium finish to make Olympic golf a mainstay. Unlike events on the PGA Tour, where points and money are on the line, the Olympics offers players the opportunity to represent their countries on an international stage. Scheffler's historic win in Paris was exactly what the sport needed to solidify its place in the Olympics. Future players will look forward to winning gold at golf events, and it will prevent the catastrophe of the Rio Olympics from ever occurring again. Do you guys think Olympic golf will ever become as important as the Ryder Cup or wearing a green jacket? Join the conversation and let us know in the comments below.